You know, I was thinking the other day about how life changes as we get older. Remember when you could jump off a curb without even thinking twice? Or maybe it's those little moments that stick with you, like walking through the grocery store and realizing your legs feel just a tad heavier than they used to. These are things we don't always talk about, but they're part of growing older. And honestly, there's so much beauty in this stage of life. The wisdom, the memories, the freedom. But let's face it, some days can be challenging too. One thing many people notice is that balance doesn't come quite as naturally anymore. It might feel like you're not as steady on your feet, or maybe you catch yourself holding onto the counter more often than you'd like. That's why today, we're talking about something really important: improving balance after 70. Because here's the truth: balance isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about feeling confident, staying active, and enjoying every moment of your day without worrying about what-ifs. Whether you're taking care of grandkids, tending to your garden, or simply going for a walk around the block, good balance gives you the freedom to do all those things safely and comfortably. Now, before we dive into the tips, I want to make one thing crystal clear. Improving balance is absolutely possible at any age. You don't need fancy equipment or hours at the gym. It's all about small, simple steps you can start doing right now. In fact, by the end of this video, you'll have 5 easy strategies you can use to reduce your risk of falling and boost your confidence. And trust me, these aren't complicated exercises or anything intimidating. They're practical ideas you can work into your daily routine. Let's start with something super basic but incredibly powerful: paying attention to your posture. Think about it. How you carry yourself affects everything from how stable you feel to how much energy you have throughout the day. When we slouch or hunch forward, our center of gravity shifts, making us less balanced. But standing tall? That's like giving your body its own built-in support system. So, try this with me right now if you're sitting down. Sit up straight, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly tucked, and imagine a string pulling you gently upward from the top of your head. How does that feel? Now, if you're standing, do the same thing. Feel your feet firmly planted on the ground, shoulder width apart. Notice how even this small adjustment makes you feel steadier already? Practicing good posture throughout the day, whether you're cooking dinner, reading a book, or chatting with friends, is such an easy way to improve balance over time. And here's another tip within this idea: check your shoes. I can't tell you how many times I've seen folks wearing worn-out sneakers or slippers around the house. Those comfy old shoes might feel cozy, but they could actually be throwing off your balance. Look for shoes with good arch support and non-slip soles. If you're indoors, consider getting a pair of sturdy slippers designed for stability. Your feet will thank you, and you'll instantly feel more secure on your feet. Speaking of feet, let's talk about them for a moment because they play such a big role in balance. Have you ever noticed how sometimes your ankles feel stiff or wobbly? That's totally normal, especially as we age, but it's also something we can work on. Try this simple exercise. While holding onto a chair or countertop for support, lift one foot off the ground just a few inches. Hold it there for a few seconds, then switch to the other foot. This helps strengthen the muscles in your ankles and lower legs, which are key players in keeping you upright. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I lose my balance during this? That's okay. The whole point is to practice safely. Keep that chair nearby, and if you need to take breaks, that's perfectly fine. Balance is like any other skill. It improves with practice. Even spending just 2 or 3 minutes a day on this can make a difference over time. Here's where it gets even better. Once you've got the hang of lifting one foot, you can add a little challenge. Instead of just holding still, try moving your raised foot in small circles or tracing shapes in the air. Again, keep holding on to something sturdy for safety. These tiny movements engage different muscles in your legs and core, helping you build strength and coordination bit by bit. And the best part? You can do this while watching TV or waiting for your coffee to brew. It fits right into your day. I hope you're starting to see how manageable this is. We haven't done anything drastic yet, just focused on small adjustments and gentle exercises that anyone can do. But there's more to explore, including some fun ways to keep your mind sharp while working on your balance. After all, balance isn't just physical, it's mental too. Let me share another idea with you. Absolutely. Let's keep going because this next idea is one of my favorites. It's something you can do almost anywhere, and it feels less like exercise and more like a little moment of mindfulness. I'm talking about incorporating balance into your everyday activities, turning ordinary tasks into opportunities to strengthen your stability. Think about brushing your teeth, for example. It's something we all do every day, right? Well, here's a twist. Next time you're standing at the sink, try lifting one foot off the ground just slightly, just enough to challenge your balance a bit. Hold on to the edge of the sink if you need to, but focus on keeping that lifted foot steady. Switch feet halfway through. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But even this small act helps train your brain and body to work together to maintain stability. Or how about when you're washing dishes? Instead of standing flat-footed, shift your weight gently from one leg to the other. You don't have to make big movements. It's more about noticing how your body adjusts as you move. These subtle shifts engage the muscles in your legs and core, which are essential for good balance. Plus, they encourage you to stay present in the moment, which is great for both your body and mind. Here's another example: standing in line at the grocery store. Instead of fidgeting or scrolling on your phone, use that time to practice balancing. Stand tall. Remember our posture tip? Then slowly shift your weight onto one foot while keeping the other lightly touching the ground. Hold it for a few seconds, then switch. No one will even notice what you're doing, but you'll leave the store feeling just a little stronger and more confident. The beauty of these ideas is that they're so practical. You don't need extra time or special equipment. They're just little tweaks to things you're already doing. And honestly, once you start thinking this way, you'll find opportunities everywhere. Waiting for the microwave to beep? Perfect chance to stand on one foot. Folding laundry? Try standing on your toes for a few seconds between each item. Every little bit counts, and over time, these small efforts add up to big improvements. Now, there's another aspect of balance that I think is really important, especially as we age, and that's staying mentally sharp. Did you know that your brain plays a huge role in keeping you steady on your feet? It's true. Your brain processes information from your eyes, inner ear, and muscles to help you stay upright. So, if we want to improve balance, it makes sense to give our brains a workout too. One fun way to do this is by adding variety to your movements. Let me explain. Our bodies love routine. We tend to walk the same paths, climb the same stairs, and sit in the same chairs. While familiarity has its comforts, it doesn't always challenge us. So why not mix things up a little? For instance, try walking backward for a few steps in a safe space, like down a hallway or across your living room. Walking backward forces your brain and muscles to adapt, which strengthens your coordination and balance. If walking backward feels uncomfortable at first, that's okay. Start slow and hold on to a wall or furniture for support. Even taking 3 or 4 steps backward can be beneficial. As you get more comfortable, you can increase the distance. This kind of movement might feel silly at first, but trust me, it's a fantastic way to wake up those neural pathways and keep your body guessing. Another mental and physical combo I love is playing balance games. Here's one you can try. Place a few objects on the floor, a couple of books, maybe a shoe or two, and then practice stepping over them one at a time. Make sure the objects are spaced out enough that you have to lift your foot higher than usual. This challenges your depth perception and coordination, and it's also kind of fun. If bending down to pick up items isn't comfortable for you, no worries. You can use tape or markers on the floor instead. These types of activities remind me of how much joy there is in learning new things, even at this stage of life. It's never too late to teach your body something fresh, and the best part is that it keeps you engaged. When you're focused on a task, whether it's stepping over objects or shifting your weight during chores, you're not just improving your balance, you're sharpening your mind too. And speaking of staying engaged, let's talk about one more thing that ties everything together: consistency. Building better balance doesn't happen overnight. It's about making these practices part of your daily life. The great news is that none of this requires hours of effort. A few minutes here and there, woven into your routine, can lead to noticeable changes over time. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you feel steadier on your feet, more confident walking across the room, or even tackling that uneven sidewalk without hesitation. That's the power of persistence. And guess what? There's still more we can explore to help you get there, including some tips on how nutrition and rest play a role in maintaining strong, stable balance. Let me share another thought with you. As we talk about balance, it's easy to focus on the physical side of things, strengthening muscles, practicing posture, and challenging ourselves with new movements. But there's another piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, and it's just as important: how we nourish our bodies and give them time to recover. Think about it. Our muscles, bones, and even our brains need the right fuel and rest to function at their best. And when it comes to balance, these factors can make a world of difference. Let's start with nutrition, because what you eat plays such a vital role in keeping your body strong and resilient. For example, have you ever heard of vitamin D? It's sometimes called the sunshine vitamin because our bodies produce it when we're exposed to sunlight. But here's the thing: vitamin D isn't just good for your mood. It's crucial for bone health too. Strong bones are the foundation of good balance, and if they're weak or brittle, it becomes harder to stay steady on your feet. Unfortunately, many people over 70 don't get enough vitamin D, especially if they spend less time outdoors or live in areas with limited sunshine. If you think you might be low on vitamin D, or if you're not sure, it's worth talking to your doctor about getting tested. In the meantime, consider adding foods rich in vitamin D to your diet, like fatty fish. Salmon is a great option, fortified milk or orange juice, and eggs. If supplements are recommended by your healthcare provider, they can also be a helpful way to ensure you're getting what you need. Trust me, taking care of your bones now will pay off in spades later. Another nutrient that deserves some attention is calcium. You've probably heard about its importance for preventing osteoporosis, but did you know it also supports muscle function? When your muscles are well nourished, they respond better to the demands of daily life, and that includes maintaining balance. Dairy products like yogurt and cheese are excellent sources of calcium. But if you're lactose intolerant or prefer plant-based options, leafy greens like kale and spinach, almonds, and tofu are fantastic alternatives. Pairing calcium-rich foods with vitamin D helps your body absorb it more effectively, so aim to include both in your meals whenever possible. Now, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about hydration. This one might surprise you, but staying properly hydrated is essential for balance. Dehydration can lead to dizziness, fatigue, and even confusion, all of which increase your risk of falling. Sometimes, we don't realize how much water we need, especially as we age, because our sense of thirst can diminish. So, make it a habit to drink water throughout the day, even if you don't feel particularly thirsty. Keep a reusable bottle nearby as a reminder, and try flavoring it with lemon or cucumber slices if plain water feels boring. Of course, nutrition is only half the equation. The other half? Rest. I know. We all value our independence, and slowing down can feel frustrating. But here's the truth. Your body needs time to repair itself, especially after being active. When you practice those balance exercises or take a brisk walk around the neighborhood, tiny tears form in your muscles. That's completely normal. It's how they grow stronger, but they need rest to heal properly. Without adequate recovery, you're more likely to feel sore, fatigued, or unsteady. Sleep is the ultimate form of rest, and it's non-negotiable for overall health. Aim for 7 to 8 hours a night if you can, and create a bedtime routine that helps you wind down. Maybe it's reading a book, listening to calming music, or sipping a cup of herbal tea. Whatever works for you, prioritize it. Quality sleep improves focus, boosts energy levels, and enhances coordination, all of which contribute to better balance. But rest doesn't always mean sleeping. Sometimes, it's about giving yourself permission to pause during the day. If you've been on your feet a lot, sit down for a few minutes and elevate your legs. Or, if you've had a particularly busy morning, take an afternoon break to stretch gently or simply relax. These moments of stillness allow your body to recharge, so you're ready for whatever comes next. Here's something else to keep in mind. Stress affects balance too. When we're stressed, our bodies tense up and our minds become distracted. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to concentrate on walking steadily when you're juggling a million thoughts in your head? Managing stress through activities like deep breathing, meditation, or even spending time in nature can help calm your nervous system and improve your ability to stay centered, literally and figuratively. I love this idea of balance being holistic. It's not just about the physical act of standing upright. It's about nurturing every part of yourself. From eating nourishing foods to prioritizing rest and managing stress, each of these steps supports the others. They work together to create a strong, stable foundation that allows you to move through life with confidence. And speaking of moving through life, there's one final tip I want to share with you, one that ties everything we've talked about into a beautiful, empowering conclusion. It's all about embracing joy and staying connected to the activities and people that bring meaning to your days. Because when you're engaged and happy, your body naturally wants to support you. Let's explore that idea together. You know, there's something truly magical about the connection between joy and balance. When we're doing things that make us happy, whether it's dancing to our favorite song, playing with grandchildren, or simply taking a peaceful walk outside, it's like our bodies instinctively align with that positivity. And when we feel good emotionally, we tend to move with more ease and confidence. That's why my final tip for improving balance after 70 is all about finding joy in movement and staying connected to the activities that light you up. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a sunny afternoon, and you're out in the garden, tending to your flowers. You bend down to pull a weed, stretch to reach a branch, and shuffle side to side as you water the plants. Without even realizing it, you're engaging your muscles, shifting your weight, and challenging your balance, all while doing something you love. Or maybe you're at a family gathering, swaying gently to the music, tapping your foot, or even attempting a little twirl. These moments of joy-filled movement are powerful because they remind us that staying active doesn't have to be a chore. It can be woven into the fabric of our lives in ways that feel natural and fulfilling. The key is to seek out activities that bring you happiness and incorporate them into your routine. For some of you, that might mean joining a low-impact exercise class, like Tai Chi or yoga. Both are wonderful for balance because they focus on slow, deliberate movements that strengthen your core and improve coordination. Plus, they're incredibly calming for the mind. I've heard so many people say that Tai Chi feels like meditation in motion, and once you try it, you'll understand why. The gentle flow of the exercises helps you connect with your body in a way that's both grounding and uplifting. If group classes aren't your thing, that's perfectly okay. There are plenty of other ways to find joy in movement. Maybe it's dancing in your living room to an old record. You know, the kind that makes you smile and sing along. Or perhaps it's rediscovering a hobby you used to love, like bowling, swimming, or even roller skating, if you're feeling adventurous. The point is to choose something that excites you, something that makes you look forward to moving your body. And don't underestimate the power of social connection here. Moving with others adds another layer of motivation and fun. Think about it. Walking with a friend, taking a dance class with your partner, or even playing catch with your grandkids. All of these activities not only improve your balance, but also fill your heart with laughter and warmth. They remind you that staying active isn't just about preventing falls. It's about creating memories and enjoying life to the fullest. Now, I want to leave you with this thought. Improving balance isn't just about what you do. It's about how you approach it. If you view it as a journey rather than a destination, you'll find yourself celebrating the small victories along the way. Did you stand on one foot for 5 extra seconds today? That's progress. Were you able to walk across the room without holding on to anything? That's worth smiling about. Every step forward, no matter how tiny, brings you closer to feeling stronger, steadier, and more confident. Remember, you're never too old to feel young again. Age is just a number, and inside each of us is a spirit that yearns to move, explore, and thrive. So, whether you're practicing posture at the kitchen sink, stepping over imaginary lines in your hallway, or swaying to your favorite tune, know that you're investing in your health, your happiness, and your independence. And that's something to be proud of. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try after watching this video? Maybe it's standing taller, sipping more water, or finally signing up for that Tai Chi class you've been curious about. Whatever it is, share it in the comments below. I'd love to cheer you on. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips like these. Together, we can create a community where everyone feels empowered to live their best life, no matter their age. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you leave feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to take those first steps toward better balance. Because here's the truth. You deserve to feel steady, strong, and unstoppable. Keep shining, keep moving, and remember, you've got this.